Hey guys, welcome back to Doing It DIY. If you're new here, my name is Allison. Welcome to the Doing It DIY family. I can't wait to DIY together. Today I have three super cute, affordable Dollar Tree Valentine Day Farmhouse inspired DIYs that I cannot wait to share with you. If you want to know how I did them, just keep watching. First up, we have a project that I love. It's from a photo that I found online. Of all places, it came from AliExpress. If you know what that is, you're probably laughing right now. All products you're going to need are listed in the description box below. They're also on the screen. We're going to start off by taking this little gingerbread picture that I made for Christmas out of the frame. We just need the frame. We're going to toss that other stuff to the side. And we are going to start by laying the frame down on a piece of Dollar Tree foam board and tracing around it and cutting that out. Super easy stuff. Back to AliExpress. I don't know if this is actually sold there or what. I don't know how much it is. It only cost me $1 or $2 to make. I like mine just as much as the photo I seen. And it actually was a canvas, I think, that I found online, or that the description was anyway. So I just did my version of it. I hope you like it. We are going to take an X-Acto knife, a ruler, and something to protect our work surface and just cut out the lines that we just made to form our board that's going to be our piece. And we're just going to put our frame on it and make sure it fits. It does. If you watched my Cozy Winter Neutrals video, you may remember my barn that I made. This is a very similar process to that. We're going to take some medium size craft sticks and we are going to attach those to the foam board with hot glue all the way up, and you're going to have to cut unless you maybe have a huge super big jumbo craft sticks. You maybe even could get away with the smaller size paint sticks. That might work as well, and you wouldn't have to cut and do all that stuff. I didn't mind doing it. I like the way that it turned out, but whatever you have, whatever works for you, go ahead and do that. But I'm going to be quiet and let you watch the process. Once we have all those craft sticks, I lost this footage where I stained it, but I took my favorite paint combination, Apple Barrel Jet Black and Apple Barrel Brown Oxide, some water, and a rag, and I just got a heart photo that I liked from the internet, printed that out, cut it out, put a little piece of tape on it, taped it to the board, put it off center, and just stained around it. Then wipe that down. Super easy stuff. Then I'm just going to take some Apple Barrel Snow White. You can use whatever paint you have. It doesn't have to be Apple Barrel. That's just what I had at my house. And a paintbrush and trace around the heart. We are just going to outline around the heart with our paint and then fill the entire heart in. This doesn't have to be super opaque because in the end we're going to distress it anyway. So you don't have to worry about doing 2 coats or anything like that unless that's what you want to do. I just did one very light coat, and you can probably see some of the wood through it. I like that. That's what I wanted to do. So this is what you have at this point. And then we're just going to take a Dollar Tree sanding sponge, and we're just going to distress it. You can do as little or as much of the distressing as you like. I love the way the end product turned out. It's very rustic looking. I like this project in general because it's perfect for Valentine's Day, but it's very farmhouse. And you can leave it up all year long if you want to. So we're just going to take our frame, make sure it fits again, not like that foam board is going to change, Allison, but I'm checking it. And then because we are hooking the foam board directly to the back and not hooking it down and like you would a normal photo, I'm going to glue the glass into the photo frame, and then I'm going to clean it with some Windex. I'm not sure why I showed you guys that, but it was dirty and I cleaned it. But if you need to clean your photo frame, go ahead and do it at this point. Oh, goodness. Sometimes when editing videos and then I come back and do the voiceover, I'm like, what was I doing? Why was I showing them this? But there it is. And I'm going to fit it one more time because, you know, those foam boards can shrink. I don't know. And I'm going to take some hot glue, go all the way around the outside edge of the frame, and then just attach the foam board to that hot glue. Super easy. We know it fits at this point because we checked it like 15 times, so we're good. I love the way it's off center. It's so cute. I like it. I ended up doing 2 of these. And I didn't show you the second one because it's the exact same process. It's just the reverse of this one. You'll see that in a minute. And then I'm just going to take some jute twine from the Dollar Tree and a little hot glue, and again, some of those cardstock gift tags, and use them to kind of reinforce the jute twine. And then just trim it up, and that is it for this project. It's easy. The end result, I think, looks high-end. I love the way it turned out. I hope you guys did too. And there is the finished product. I hope you guys like it. Okay, next up is my absolute favorite project that I have ever done, and I hope that you guys like it as much as I did. It is this adorable farmhouse picture frame that I think you could use all year long. That's totally up to you, but this is everything you're going to need on the screen. Again, it's in the description box too. We're going to start out with one of those Dollar Tree hearts. Honestly, you could use any of their thin wood for this project. Any shape from any holiday, or just a square, round, whatever you want to do. It's very versatile. We're going to take my favorite combination to make DIY stain, which is apple barrel brown oxide and apple barrel jet black, a little bit of water, mix that up, and stain it. I actually added a little bit of chocolate bar from apple barrel for this by accident, so it's a little bit more red brown than it normally is. Do whatever you like. If you have a favorite stain, definitely use that. If you have a combination of paints that you like to use that. Once you have stained the front, back, and both sides, or all of the sides, you're just going to wipe that stain off. It dries super fast. You guys, if you have watched me at all, you know that I just love it. It's super easy. It's affordable. It's fast. It looks great, I think. So that's just what I use. Next, I'm going to take a 3x5 picture frame and remove the insert as well as the glass. We only need the frame. Then I'm going to take some white paint. I used Apple Barrel Snow White. It did not cover very well, but in the end, that's okay because we are going to distress it some. So don't worry if you don't get a super, super thick, perfect coat. That's not necessary. I used 2 coats because so much of the black showed through. Do whatever you like. If you want to use a different color for this part, you can definitely do that as well. This whole project is very versatile. That's what I like about it. Now we're going to skip around a little bit, and we're going to take that wastebasket. If you watched my Dollar Tree haul, you know how excited I was about this because I wanted to do this project, and I couldn't wait to find these. They've been sold out in my store forever. I didn't speed this part up just to show you guys how easy it is to cut. I'm using just a pair of old regular scissors. If you have wire snips, you can use those. If you have some gloves and you want to use them, do that. It's a little bit sharp on the edges, I'm not going to lie, but it's not something that you can't manage without gloves. I'm just going to take that insert and kind of use it as a guide. In the end, we do want to cut the actual metal a little bit bigger than this insert because we're going to attach it to the back of the frame instead of the inside of the frame. So you can kind of see that I followed the line at first and then I did not because I want it to be a little bit bigger. But it's super easy to cut. Like I said, regular scissors can cut it. It's not that bad at all. And we're going to make this look like faux galvanized steel. It's a super easy process if you've never done it. It's so cute in the end and it's easy to do. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm just using some Apple Barrel Elephant Gray paint for my first coat. You want to make sure that this is pretty well covered because it is white. If you have a different color, you might not need to do that. But the first coat anyway, with the gray, you want to cover it pretty well. Now I'm going to go back to my picture frame. I hate skipping around like this, and I'm sorry, but this is how I actually do projects. I'm all over the place. And the reason I did this is because I used that gray paint, a dry paintbrush, and we're just going to dry brush some gray, some black, and some of that chocolate bar from Apple Barrel. I love the way that it looks in any kind of distressing. It kind of gives it a little bit of a faux rusty kind of look, and I like that. So we're just gonna very lightly dry brush with all those colors around the frame. Then we're gonna go back to our metal, and for the second coat, I used Apple Barrel Pavement, which is a matte color. What I would normally use for this step is Folklore Metallic Gunmetal Gray. I didn't have any, so this is what I used. So the second layer is not as metallic as I'd want it to be. You're just gonna take a cosmetic sponge, some of the cheap wedge ones, and just dab that all over the gray, leaving some of the gray to show through because you wanna see every layer. So definitely don't full coverage it here. Just here and there, but you want enough of it so that you are going to be able to see it after you do the third coat. Or the third color, rather. And you'll see how mine's kind of hit and miss. That's perfect. That's what you want to do. Then I'm just going to cut the top off that cosmetic sponge because definitely don't waste stuff around here. And we're going to use some Folklore Sterling Silver and that cosmetic sponge again. And we're going to go over top of the gunmetal gray. Here and there, again, you want to see some of the original gray and you want to see some of the metallic gunmetal gray or the pavement as well. You want to be able to see all three colors, so it kind of gives the illusion of galvanized steel. It's a lot easier to see in something that isn't, that doesn't have all these openings in it, but you can still get it at the end, and you might not be able to see in mine on the video, but in the end, in person, you can really tell, and it really gives it a pop. You can leave it white if you want to, or black. They have black ones as well. I just like to do it like this. Then we're just going to take some of that chocolate bar. Again, I like the way it makes it look old and rusty and almost dirty. I love making my things look dirty. No, but you know what I mean. That's what we do with Farmhouse. That's what we do with rustic. I'm just going to go ahead and take a dry brush again and some white paint, any kind of white paint that you want. And we're just going to very lightly dry brush a little bit of white distressing all over the heart. I like the heart as is, and you can definitely leave it like that, but I like all of the distressing in this project. I think it adds to the final look, but I also think that it makes it look a little bit more high-end. If making things look old and dirty can make them look high-end, then we've achieved our goal. But this is what I like. This is what I think is cute. I hope you guys like it as much as I do, because this project is really my favorite. I plan to leave it up all the time. It's hanging in my bedroom. I love it. Now we're going to take our faux galvanized steel and our dried picture frame, and we are going to attach them. You know the little tabs that you push down when you put the insert into the photo frame? We're going to use those to hook this down. So you can just pull it through a little loop and push it down. That on its own is going to hold it, but I do also go ahead and end up adding a little bit of hot glue. And then you're just going to take your fingers and lightly kind of push it forward. We don't want to push it through or anything like that, but you want it not to be recessed. You want it to be kind of pushed forward a little bit. I don't know what words I'm trying to say. You want it to protrude a little bit. And then we're just going to put some hot glue. If you need to trim up a little bit of the edges, definitely you can do that at this point. And originally I had planned to use something different to hang the picture. That's why I wanted it to protrude, so you can do it flat, it doesn't matter. Then we're just going to take some more hot glue and we're going to go around the entire picture frame and center it in the middle of the heart. And again, for this part, if you want to do it in portrait mode instead of landscape, you can definitely do that. It's totally up to you. It's very versatile, which is the best thing about this project. It's starting to come together and I'm getting really excited. I'm just going to take some jute twine and I am going to thread it through the original hanger holes and tie it in a very crude knot and trim the top off. You could do so many things here. If you wanted to do a bow, you can do a bow. If you wanted to do some really pretty decorative ribbon, you can do that. If you want to change out the ribbon for all of the holidays, if you have a very basic simple shape instead of a heart, you can do that. I like the jute twine because the whole project looks very rustic, very farmhouse. and that's what I'm into. But feel free to do whatever it is that you like here at this point. Then I'm just going to take one of the little hanger things. They remind me of what comes on a clipboard at the top of it. It's just a tiny version of that. And I got that off of a frame from the Dollar Tree. A little bit of hot glue. If you want to use some E6000 to attach the picture frame to the board and also this, you can definitely do that. Then I'm going to take one of my favorite photos. This is a 10-year-old photo, one of the first winters my husband and I had together. It's my favorite. And we're just going to attach that, and it's done. You guys, I love how high-end this ends up looking. I love how simple it is, but it definitely is a great statement piece. And it looks so cute. I love it. I hope you guys do too. Our third DIY is something fun that I thought I would throw in. It's perfect for a kid's room for their Valentine's Day decor. You can put it in your Valentine's Day decor. It's not Farmhouse, but I wanted to include it because I thought it would be perfect for the kids to help with. And this is everything you're going to need for it on the screen. Again, everything's in the description box below as well. My daughter actually has this in her room on her dresser as part of her Valentine's Day decor. So she loved it. It doesn't really match my Farmhouse style that I have all over the rest of the house, but it was perfect for her. We're going to start by taking a cutout of a heart that we found online, and we're going to take 3 canvases. You can use the original inspiration that I had for this, which I'm going to show you right now, had several canvases. I had 3. I thought that would be perfect, so that's what I used. You could use 1, you could use 2, you could use 10, whatever you like. It does not matter. Take that heart, put a little piece of tape on the back, go ahead and trace directly onto the canvas with your pencil to make that heart shape, just so that we have a heart outline to follow. If your kids are going to help with this, they could definitely trace. You could use regular glue instead of hot glue, which is what I used. And they could definitely help you attach these and make them their own. I think they're super cute. We used some pom-poms from the Dollar General, which were only $1. We used some Dollar Tree red roses, and we used some of those. We used some of the holographic hearts from my Dollar Tree haul that I wasn't sure what to do with, so I just thought it would be perfect. I'm just going to use the entire outline in hot glue and just alternate those colors of pom-poms. This was my favorite one. I thought it was so cute. We're going to take those hearts and do the exact same thing. The hearts are stickers, so you wouldn't necessarily even have to use hot glue or regular glue. Your kids could definitely do this one and hook them straight to the canvas. Definitely don't need to use hot glue for this. I never include kids crafts, so I thought it would be perfect to do something fun. I found this on the internet and I loved it. My daughter loved it, so it just worked. It was perfect to add into this. It took maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do the whole thing. So it'd be something fun to do with your kids maybe. And then we're just going to cut the little nub at the bottom of the rose off and do the exact same thing. Hook them to our canvas. At first I was worried that this would not look like a heart because the roses are so poofy, but it actually does end up looking like a very big poofy heart. I think it's cute. I hope you guys like it too. If you end up doing this and putting this in your decor in your kids' room, let me know. I would love to see you guys and your ideas. And if you do that, you can follow me on Instagram at doingitDIY with Allie, A-L-L-I-E. It's also linked in the description box below. And if you do that, definitely tag me so that I can see the photos. I love. And that's it. That's all 3 of my Farmhouse Dollar Tree Valentine's Day DIYs. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here and haven't subscribed, I hope that you will. I love having new subscribers. Until next time, you guys, I'll see you later.